With the end of Season 4, we're once again left with so much drama to unpack. It's good news that Netflix's hit show Virgin River is coming back for Season 5, and everybody couldn't be more excited. It was very sad to learn that the filming of Season 5 was unexpectedly pushed back for months, from March to July this year. Thankfully now it's being pushed through. The fans are always on the lookout for new information about the show, considering the speculation around. Here are some theories about Virgin River, so crazy they might be true.
Of course I'll marry you.
Alexandra Breckenridge, who plays Mel in the show, accidentally slipped into glamour when it was mentioned during a discussion of This Is Us that Virgin River had been delayed. "They've been trying to get me to come back since I've been on Virgin River," she said of This Is Us, which ended earlier this year. "We were supposed to start shooting Season 5 of Virgin River in March, but it was pushed to July. So had we started when we were supposed to?" Showrunner Sean Smith told Glamour UK, "We get into things that will be new and exciting, but still very much feel like the same show, but are definitely taking a more exciting approach to some of the stories. A little bit louder, but not to the detriment of the comfort of the show. I want it to feel like Season 5 will be next level." Virgin River Season 5 is anticipated to follow Season 4's lead and have 12 episodes as opposed to the 10 episodes of Season 1 through 3. Also, just to warn you, spoilers are ahead.
It means that you're the father. And we're having a girl.
Fans are speculating about Hope's story in Season 5. Since she was mostly absent in Season 3 and Season 4, the majority of her time she spent was on trying to recover from a brain injury after a horrific accident. Now that she's getting better, she'll be hitting that like button. Oh, I mean, you'll be doing that. But on a side note, recovering Hope will be focusing on being the mayor. I would like to see her, and I believe this is gonna happen to be more of a mayor, be more involved in her work, O'Toole told the list. "We see her walking around showing up and she can go anywhere." However, the fans are speculating that Hope will die once the season ends. Hope will undoubtedly pass away during Virgin River Season 5, according to fans. I'm guessing she'll die surrounded by loved ones and dog Denny will live together. It was implied throughout Season 4 that her health was worsening, especially with the home health aid situation. Another theory is that Hope could reconnect with Jack, whether she survives until the end of the season or beyond. A lot of the fans are hoping that she and Jack would be able to rekindle their friendship. This pair used to have a mother-son dynamic, but Jack decided to distance himself by the end of Season 1. After she read a private note Charmaine, which is played by Lauren Hammersley, had written to him, now that she'll most likely be in her healing process. Also considering Mel and Jack's baby on the way, fans are hoping that the two will rekindle.
Besides, I'm the one who has to spend time with this person, so I should be the one who makes the decision.
According to Patrick Sean Smith, a showrunner for the season, he told Salon that, "We're just shooting the first 2 episodes now. I hope Season 5 comes out next year." He added, "I don't know when, I couldn't speculate. But what I'm really excited to do, and I think I have the gift of perspective, being the outside guy who's watched the first 4 seasons, one of the things I wanted to do when I came in was starting to see characters that I haven't seen interact in a long time, like Jack and Hope. They had a really big storyline out of Season 1 and into Season 2, which I thought spoke well of their relationship. Season 5 will not only be a turning point in terms of where the storyline is, it would definitely be nice to be able to see some important connections rekindled through."
Do you see anything last night?
He doesn't understand why Paige isn't back yet.
By now, I'm pretty sure most of us have hopefully finished up to Season 4, and most of our questions were definitely covered. It's already mentioned that Jack is Mel's baby daddy, which seems pretty exciting. The creators of the show, however, have left tons of cliffhangers, and fans are just dying for answers. Even though there's a lot that needs to be covered, one of the more interesting storylines that need clarity is Preacher and Paige, what's next for them? Reminder, last season Preacher walks in on a horrifying situation where Paige is held at gunpoint, being demanded that she tell where she buried Wes.
I'm not lying, Vince.
You tell me what happened.
As it turns out, Preacher buried Wes and had a brawl with Vince, played by Steve Batchick. Preacher took a fire log and hits Vince on the back of the head, making him fall to the ground. Preacher and Paige first appear to be safe, but there are a number of other factors to take into account. Is Vince, for instance, actually dead? Preacher knocks him out, but it's not clear if the injury is lethal. And how will the police handle Wes's disappearance and Vince's head injury? Preacher claims that he's acting in self-defense, but every story has 2 sides. More importantly, where will things go with him and Paige? The theory is that Paige will run away. It's something she's really good at. For someone like Paige, who has been running from the law with her kid, Christopher, this entire situation is a nightmare. Whether Vince is still alive or not, she'll undoubtedly run into some legal issues now that she's come out of hiding. Not only did she take Christopher from his father, but she's also responsible for Wes's death. Plus, she's guilty of leaving Christopher in Preacher's care with no word about when she'd return. To avoid scrutiny, there's a good chance she'll flee again to get a fresh start somewhere new. Staying within the same storyline, there could also be a possibility that Vince could very well be still alive. I mean, Vince did fall into the ground after Preacher hit in the head. I jumped for joy with the possibility of Preacher and Paige finally being safe. We don't know for sure he's dead. The theory is that he could be alive, and knowing the information he knows, with Preacher being the one to bury Wes, and especially how Preacher decided to handle the situation, it very well could be that Vince could work on getting his revenge this time around. With that being said, it's not very sure either that the crew will be safe knowing that there's a possibility that he could still be alive.
Looking for Preacher.
Well, he's playing poker with the sheriff tonight, but I'll call him, let him know.
Another theory would be that Preacher could be arrested by the police. As everyone knows, there are always two sides to every story. If Vince really is dead, trouble will definitely come for Preacher if he can't think of a good plan. I mean, he did just hit the guy in the back of the head. The possibility of him being dead is really high. I guess he was acting in self-defense, and honestly, something like this could definitely play off. However, given everything, there might not be enough to prove it, and what will Preacher say the reasoning behind the altercation was? It's not like he can easily just tell the police that Vince attacked him after he just buried his brother Wes. If this would play out, it would really shift into a whole different, more difficult situation. If all ends well between Paige and Preacher, knowing them, they'll definitely smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. I'm just kidding, but they would, so you should too. All in all, it's safe to say that everybody is excited for Season 5. Season 4 did just air in July, and all of the events were still fresh from people's memory. The hype cannot be denied, and everyone is just anticipating what's next to come for the cast and the story. All of these characters are beloved, and hopefully, Season 5 won't disappoint. See you in the next video.